In this video, we will go over how low I believe HEX will go in this bear market. So what's the bottom going to be around? What's a good time to start dollar cost averaging? That's what we're going to check out here. But before we get into it, guys, we do have that Coinbase listing guide. It did go live today, so hit up the first link down below. And of course, smack the like, subscribes, and we are powered by... So when it comes to HEX, I just want to point out a few things here, guys. It definitely is gatekept. On here on a Coinpix, guys, it is ranked 17, but on many other metric sites such as CoinMarketCap, CoinGecko, it's like ranked like 200 and some. It's kind of insane. Basically says it has a really small market cap or it's unclear. But here on Coinpix, it does say it has around a $6.5 billion market cap. And right here is the supply. Take note of all that stuff right there. Just keep that in mind as we go through this. And if you guys are curious about HEX, guys, HEX is, it actually has true staking in my whole opinion compared to anything else where you can stake and unstake immediately. HEX is a little different. If you don't know how all that works, you don't understand the fundamentals of HEX. I personally believe Coinpix did an excellent job here, guys. Under the fundamental analysis, this is free 99. You guys can watch this for free or view this for free. You just go to Coinpix, look under HEX, click on fundamental analysis, and then bam, it has all this information. I think it's worth looking over if you guys are unsure exactly what HEX is. This is a great breakdown so you can understand the basics and know what you're looking at here. But regarding the actual price action, though, looking at the chart of HEX. So as we can see here, guys, this right here is the HEX USDC, and also put up the HEX market cap. To me, they're actually working out about the same. I ran the numbers of where I think it's going to go, and they're very similar. And please correct me down below if you guys think I made a mistake. But anyways, looking at the current price action, was at around 4.8 cents. Not doing too bad, guys. Either HEX is going this is the bottom with Bitcoin, and we are going to rally up, and it's going to be an amazing day. And that's the bottom that we're at right now. But I truly believe we did not bottom. If you look at the Fed, you look at what's going on with the macro economics, not looking too good with raising rates. QT not looking good for risk on assets. HEX is definitely a risk on asset in my humble opinion. So I don't think we bottomed. First, you need to assess, do you believe the crypto market has bottomed? Did Bitcoin bottom? And if it's yes, well, then you probably think this is the bottom. And if it's no, we probably think we're going lower. And I believe that is the case. And that's the whole point of this video. So you guys can see I have this purple rectangle here and this purple rectangle here. There's a reason why I have this. I'm doing this very simple, looking at support and resistance. Guys, as you can see, we definitely have some support in this range of around 1.4 cents. And 2.1 cents. So in that range, I would expect if we would dip down, if Bitcoin would dip, I'd expect we would probably bounce somewhere in that range down here. Would be a great time to DCA in my humble opinion. But if things really hit the fan, if Bitcoin really tanks, like let's say Bitcoin takes out that 200 weekly moving average, which is around 22 and some change right now, yes, that would not be good. And I do believe we could easily see a sub penny HEX, which I think would be a great buying opportunity. I'd be willing to pick a little bit up down here. But the thing is, I'm not sure how accurate this graph is because it's so liquidity was spotty here. But assuming this is accurate, just assuming, guys, there's definitely some support and resistance here. It definitely touched a bunch there. Had some issues, and there is some more data, but it kind of gets kind of weird. So unless you're aware of another HEX chart that's better than this HEX USDC, I'll gladly look at it. But this is what I saw was the best, and I would expect around basically 2/3 of a penny right in that range, like a half a penny to 2/3 of a penny. Would probably be a great time to DCA. Keep in mind though, if we have a massive crash, it could just be a wick down. It's not meaning you're gonna have time to actual buy. So just keep that in mind. But of course, I wanted to look at the market cap. And when I did this, I saw, okay, I was just running some numbers, big numbers, because you work with billions and the supply is big as well. But as you can see, right now, we're holding this. It's kind of holding this peak right here, which if you go over here, it's pretty much the same peak. Actually, I can pull this up on dual screen here. Bear with me just 1 second. If we pull this up, so that's the market cap. Just changed the wrong one. And then bam, we have this one here. Cool. Guess that's the wrong one. My thing's all out of whack. Anyways, I was just trying to point out. I apologize. I was just trying to point out that the fact that the whole market, market cap, it's kind of the same peaks everything's the same. The bottom of this channel would be breaking down to about under a penny, the 2/3 of a penny, and then in between here, if we would hold like some support and resistance in the middle here, then it'd be more around that 1.3 cents, that range right there. So just keep that in mind. It'll be interesting to see how it plays out, and we'll go from there. Let me know if you believe my numbers are off, but based off what I was doing right before the video, that would be pretty accurate. But I did want to point out a few things though, because also for like when you're looking at for Hex, it's completely different than any other coin that you stake. So for a great example here, we go to this website called Hex.vision. It just had a lot of good on-chain analysis of Hex. You guys can see the total Hex, the circulating supply, all this good stuff. Like when it was updated, they have a lot of stuff here that I personally have not looked at. But one thing that does intrigue my mind is this open stakes and expected end date. So I did enlarge it right here, and just so you guys know, every bar is 4 weeks. This bar over here is bad. Like this is May 28th, 2022. As you see, it goes all the way out to 2037. So this is 2022 far left, 2037 far right. Because the largest you can stake is 5555. So you have to understand with staking, like if you're not aware, staking with Hex, you pick the amount of days, which is from I think 1 day to 5,555 days, which is a long time. And if you let's say you want to end it early, you're like, you know what? I made a mistake. I don't want to stake that long. I don't want to do it. Well, you get penalized. Sometimes you lose your principal. Sometimes you still get some interest. It just depends how early you did it. So the people that staked out here like this long, like personally, guys, I got in on day 3 for Hex, and I had some stakes for 5555, and that's a real long time. I mean, like back then, it was a fraction of a penny. But the thing is, I just laddered my stake out through all these years, and it's pretty cool. I can compare, like for example, if you have a stake here of February 2030, that's going to suck because there's a lot of Hex being unstaked. People are probably going to sell. And that also comes with the bigger issue with Hex long term, is in order for Hex to be successful, like any other investment, any other investment product, is you need new users. So Richard Heart needs to keep up his marketing schemes right now, talking about his Red Bull can and twerking. He's going to have to up it. He might have to start doing some more hardcore stuff, guys. I mean, I'm not looking forward to where it's going, but I think it's going to have to get crazy on the marketing scheme. And I understand the Hexicans, they're a big, powerful group, guys. I think they're probably the tightest, crypto community out there. Like personally, like based off what I've seen there, they really do try to get new people in. Like that's great. I mean, I'm not a maxi at any coin, so I disagree with the whole maxi part of it. But I think looking at the stakes, the end stakes, seeing when it's going to be done, being aware of that. Well, of course, for any kind of if you're going to buy and stake, you want to be aware of this. So like for example, you buy the bottom here, say it ends up hitting 2 cents or 1 cent. You buy that. Now you're probably going to go stake, because if you're buying Hex and not staking it, well, what are you doing, homie? What are you doing? And then you're going to want to come over here, Hex.vision, and see, hey, like look, every single year there's a spike. Look at that. It seems to be November-ish. Basically fourth quarter of every year. Huh. Wonder what's in the fourth quarter. Is there this thing called Christmas in the fourth quarter? That's weird. That one's March. Interesting. That's kind of weird. It's March. Maybe there was like one big whale or something. But like a great example, maybe you want to put some for like January 2033, because there's not much there. Of course, I'm not a financial advisor. Please don't just go pick that date because I mentioned it. But like look, like hey, like maybe if you want to ladder have like 2 a year, don't put it on this one right here. I mean, maybe you want to put it a month before that one. I wouldn't put it a month after, because it's probably going to dump. People are going to lock and dump. They need exit liquidity. So please do not be at exit liquidity. We're seeing that with a lot of coins right now, so please be aware of that. But guys, that right there is my Hex price prediction video. And yes, I did want to go like a little more detail with this. I think it's very relevant to be aware of the staking of Hex, because Hex staking is completely different. In my opinion, it's like real staking. I think it's real staking, but completely different than any other kind of staking you probably ever have done or have even heard of. So yeah, guys, that's a wrap right there. Let me know your thoughts down below. If you guys want to know more of a fundamental analysis, like I said, hit up the coinpix.io and read through this. I think they do a great job. Probably spend maybe 10-15 minutes reading through it, and you're seriously going to learn a lot. And we shall go from there. But guys, thank you guys for tuning in. I do have a few more price prediction for the bear market videos in the works, so just stay tuned for those. And yes, guys, that Coinbase list is down below. Definitely hit that up if you guys want to see that. And I'll catch you guys tonight, because we are live Monday to Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern time. And until next time, may the gains be with you.